This is called strī-tattva. When we read the story of Tulsi, there was a conversation where Tulsi tested Shankachuda, and she was describing the various faults of low-class women. So I only gave a summary of that narration. So now I want to give the full description of that conversation. Her head lowered, her face smiling, the beautiful-eyed Tulsi said, "I am the daughter of King Dharmadwaja and have been practicing asceticism here. But who are you? And why are you talking to me? If a noble man sees a virtuous woman by herself, he does not talk to her. So go away, wherever you please." But Shankachuda did not move. Tulsi then continued to speak. "The Shastras say that only a degraded man desires a woman. At first, a woman is sweet to a man, but later proves fatal. Though her mouth rains honey, her heart is like a jar of poison. She uses sweet words, but her heart is sharp like a razor. To achieve her own selfish ends, she is submissive to her husband. Otherwise, she is unsubmissive. While her face looks cheerful, her heart is dirty. Even the Vedas and Puranas cannot fathom her character. A wise man never trusts a base woman. She has no friend or enemy, for all she wants are new lovers. When a woman sees a well-dressed man, she inwardly desires him, but outwardly she appears chaste and modest. She is naturally passionate, attracts the minds of men, and eagerly engages in sex. Though outwardly she hides her lust and appears modest, when she meets her lover in secret, she is ready to swallow him up. And when she cannot have sex with him, she feels offended. Her body burns with anger, and she begins to quarrel. When her passions are fully satisfied, she becomes cheerful. And when unsatisfied, she becomes morose. A woman likes a good lover more than sweet foods or refreshing drinks. She likes him even more than her own son. He is dearer to her than her life. But if her lover becomes impotent or aged, she regards him as an enemy. Quarrels and anger ensue. Then she devours him, just as a snake eats a rat. Woman is rashness personified, and a mine of vices. A woman is hypocritical, obstinate, and unfaithful. Even Lord Brahma and other gods are deluded by her. She is a hindrance on the path of austerity, an obstacle to liberation, an impediment to developing faith in Lord Hari, a refuge of all delusion, and a living chain that binds men to this world. She is like a magician and is as false as dreams. She appears to be very beautiful, but she is nothing more than a bucket of stool, urine, gas and blood. When God created her, He arranged that she should become the spirit of delusion to the deluded, and poison to those who desire liberation. Thus, on no account should a woman be desired, and by all means should be avoided. Shankachyuta smiled and then answered, O goddess, what you have said is not completely false. It is partly true and partly false. From the Creator have come both chaste and unchaste woman. One is praiseworthy, the other is not. Examples of chaste women are Lakshmi, Sarasvati, Durga, Savitri, and Radha. Women who are expansions of them are auspicious, glorious, and very commendable, such as Shatarupa, Devahuti, Swadha, Svaha, Dakshina, Anasuya, Ganga, Diti, Aditi, Vedavati, etc. In every yuga cycle, these women are excellent. The heavenly prostitutes are also expansions and partial expansions of the above-mentioned women, but they are not praiseworthy because they are unchaste. Women who are in the mode of goodness are virtuous and pure. The sages declare them to be excellent. But those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance are not so praiseworthy. The passionate ones are fond of sense pleasures. They indulge in them and are always wont to fulfill their selfish goals. Such women are usually insincere, deluded, and irreligious. Generally, they are unchaste, but a woman in the mode of ignorance are considered the worst. They are irresistible to common men. A man of virtue would never court another man's wife, either in public or private. But I have come to you by Lord Brahma's command to marry you according to the Gandharva rite. Shankachyuta stopped talking. Tulsi smiled and cheerfully said, Persons like you are famous in this world, and good women desire such husbands. You have defeated me in argument. A man who is conquered by woman is very impure and condemned by people in general. The forefathers and demigods regard such men who are conquered by women as low and contemptible. Even their fathers and mothers mentally despise them. The Vedas say that when a child is born or a relative dies, the Brahmins are purified in 10 days, the Kshatriyas in 12 days, the Vaishyas in 15 days, and the Sudras, as well as other low classes, in 21 days. But a man conquered by a woman always remains impure. Only when that body is burned to ashes does the man become purified. Neither the ancestors nor the demigods accept from him offerings of cakes, flowers, etc. Men whose hearts are totally conquered by women acquire no fruits from their knowledge, austerities, japa, fire sacrifices, worship, learning, or fame. O Shankachyuta, I tested you to determine how strong you are in knowledge. One should choose one's husband by examining a man's merits and defects. If one gives his daughter in marriage to a man devoid of good qualifications, to an old man, to a man who is ignorant or poor, illiterate, diseased, ugly, wrathful, harsh, lame, limpless, deaf, dumb, inactive, or impotent, this sin is equivalent to the sin of murdering a Brahmin. But if one gives his daughter in marriage to a young Vaishnava devotee who is learned, well qualified, and peaceful, one acquires the fruits of performing 10 horse sacrifices. If one raises a daughter and then sells her out of greed for profit, he falls to the hell known as Kumbipak. There, for a period equal to 14 of Lord Indra's lifespans, such a sinner has to drink his daughter's urine and eat her stool, as well as be bitten by worms and crows. When this period ends, he has to be born in this world as a diseased person and earn his livelihood by selling and carrying meat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.